Kiran. Kiran.
हाँ कुछ है करूँ छू मैंने करवा दे सब तो धीमे धीमे
तुम्हारी फोटो देख रही थी छोटी छोटी अरे नहीं है कौन
Hello? You gotta read that one. You have to, why have you do that? Okay, I have to. Okay.
Some noise in the background, like TV, people talking.
Yeah,
Something.
but
It's not a that sound.
okay. Okay. What is that? Somebody is talking. Something else going on.
Just maximize.
I know. When you have to mute everyone. Huh? Okay, now, Manjari,
You're unmuted. You can read.
you are unmuted. I can hear you.
Manjari, you're unmuted.
What is he saying?
I'm
Okay,
saying
I'm reading.
go ahead. Everyone's muted. You guys start reading.
Okay. This is Srimad Bhagavad, Canto 10, Chapter 2, verse 13. The son of Rohini will also be celebrated as Sankarshan. because of being sent from the womb of Devaki to womb of Rohini. He will be called Rama because of his ability to please all the inhabitants of Gokula. And he will be known as Balbhadra because of his extensive physical strength. Okay.
Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine
Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prethaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Iti Namine
Namaste Saraswati Devim Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Vastachadeshatarine
Namaste Saraswati Devim Gauravani Pracharine Nirvashecha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Jaya Radha Natavara Radha Natavara Radhe.
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 Jaya Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram.
Jaya Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram.
Jaya Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram.
Jaya Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram.
Jaya Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram.
Jaya Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram.
Jaya Gaura Nitai, Gaura Nitai, Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai.
Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai.
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada.
Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev.
Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Gurudev.
The son of Rohini will also be celebrated as Sankarshan because of being sent from the womb of Devaki to the womb of Rohini. He will be called Ram because because of his ability to please all the inhabitants of Gokul. He will also be known as Balabhadra because of his extensive physical strength.
Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna, can you hear us?
Yes, Maharaj, we can hear you.
Okay, you're very unfortunate. Can I share my screen?
Yes, sir.
Not yet.
You may. Yes, sir.
It's not letting me share my, there we go. Okay. Okay. Dauji Kabaya.
Okay.
Can you see the PowerPoint show?
Yes, Maharaj,
Sir.
we can.
Hey, Kesha Badrita Haladara Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Balaram Purnima. Okay. So, of course, in all these incarnation days, Srila Prabhupada liked very much for us to chant the Dasa Avatar Stotra by Jayadev Goswami. And you can find it at www.kksongs.org, which is an incredible resource. If you go right to the, I think to the homepage somewhere, it even gives you an option of picking out song books rather than individual songs. So I found the complete Stavamala by Rupa Goswami for the first time, starting to go through that. So very, very wonderful. Then specifically, you can look up songs by the first line or by the name. So this is the 8th verse, which specifically talks about Lord Baladev. So we can all sing together. Vahasti Vapushe Vishadeva Sanam Jaladabam Alahati Biti Milita Jamunabam Keshavadrita Haladara Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare. One time I heard Prabhupada chanting it, he said, Keshavadrita Baladeva Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare. So Lord Balaram is dressed in very, very beautiful blue garments with a beautiful white complexion. And he's on the bank of the Jamuna, chastising Jamuna Devi, causing her fear when she doesn't respond to his request to come closer. So very, very nice meditation. Of course, Lord Chaitanya likes very much the songs of Chandidas, Vidyapati, and Jayadev Goswami. Okay. And we have next here. Oh, Pralambasura. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhutanam adharmasya taratmanam srijamyaham paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya chaduskritam dharma samstarpanartaya sambhavami yuge yuge. So this is why Krishna comes into this world. This world is a mental hospital. This world is a prison. Don't expect to be happy here. Expect to be either have austerities forced upon you, or else carefully select them for purification so we can wake up. So when things become disturbed, Krishna and Balaram they come to this world always to correct things. So quite understandably, Vinashaya Duskritam, then Krishna and Balaram are killing off all the Duskritanams. And this is one of the most famous, of course, because you're Lambi Mahila, very tall lady. So Pralambasura is a very tall fellow, and very, very beautiful pictures of Balaram whacking him on the head. They were all being sent by Kamsa, because from the very beginning, Kamsa understood that Krishna was going to be the source of his destruction. So he was sending all these different wizards and, to Gokula to try and find the supreme personality of Godhead. We call Parushata, Parama Parusha, and destroy him. And so Pralambasura disguised himself as the cowherd boy. And then when they were fighting and playing, Balarama's side won, defeated Krishna's side. So because Pralambasura disguised as a cowherd boy, was the loser's side, they had to take the other boys on their shoulders and carry them, to the Jamuna for swimming. So Pralambasura was carrying off Balaram. So then he took a detour and headed off into the forest, so he could get to a secluded place and kill Balaram. But Balaram noticed what's happening. So you're going the wrong direction. And then Pralambasura revealed his real form with a giant with big flashing terrible teeth. And Balaram could understand that he was being carried off by this demon who had an intention to kill him. So then he whacked him on the head. And out came the blood like manganese out of a mountain. And Pralambasura fell down dead. Haribo! Jai Balaram. Okay. So we're going to hear how all these demons represent different anartas and problems we have to face. Okay. Here's another one. This, of course, was Dvidvida. And he's very interesting because he had been, he was there along with Hanuman and Jambavan, in Treta Yuga, fighting against Ravana for Ramachandra, and for Rama and Lakshmana. So they have been, the devotees serving Ram, the great generals for Sugriva, Vidvida and Mainda. But then, because of association, I think it was with Bhaumasura, they developed by association all these lusty, selfish, arrogant qualities, and forgot to be servants and started to become enjoyers at any cost. And when we try to enjoy like that, we never feel satisfaction. So mistakenly, we try and we correct our mistake by worse mistakes. If tea won't satisfy it, we go to coffee. If coffee won't satisfy us, we go to beer. If beer won't satisfy us, we go to whiskey. Yeah, keep trying to push harder with less and less results. So anyway, Vidvida had become quite a big, monstrous fellow, and he was, inundating the seaside towns by creating tsunamis with his powerful arms and kidnapping and raping people, killing them, and setting fires in different places and causing so much horrible disturbance. So finally he heard this very beautiful, sweet music coming from the Raivata mountains and went there. And there was Balaram in the same pastime as he'd been with the Jamuna. He'd come back to Vrindavan after many years, and he was grown up and married, and the gopis and everybody was all grown up. So he went off with the gopis to some little confidential place, while he was staying there sometimes, and then they would talk about Krishna, and then they would also engage in enjoying singing and dancing together. So, and seeing all this, and then Balaram was, of course, enjoying the honey, the varuni, the sap, like maple syrup, coming naturally out of the trees, like that beautiful fragrance. She was taking this and becoming quite comfortable and, intoxicated by the natural beverage. So along came Vidvida, saw all this scene, they're very beautiful. So he began then to show bad faces to the gopis and characters, and even started to expose the lower part of his body like that. So he was flashing the gopis. But even worse than that, he stole Lord Balaram's liquor. It's like that was like too much, you know. So then a big fight developed. And of course, Udayanandamar said it was the beginning of baseball because Vidvida would throw these big rocks. You can see them on the ground. And Balaram would smash them into 1,000 pieces with his baseball bat. They started whacking on each other with trees until the entire area was nothing but rubble like this, you know. And finally, they started hitting each other with their fists, and Balaram smashed Vidvida's head. You can see the scar there again, and blood was coming out, but he went on. And finally, he killed him. And after that's when he wanted to take a little bath in the Jamuna to calm down. So he's known, of course, as we heard, as Balarama, Haladara Yuda, Revati Raman, Suklambar, Balabhadra, Rama Sankarshan. And of course, so many pastimes are there directly in the Bhagavatam, the Krishna book. First, many places like that, Balaram is appearing. And so I don't think anybody's, maybe one of the Goswami works, there's a complete list, you know, where these are extracted from the Bhagavatam, maybe Padma Purana, other places like that. And of course, when they went to, younger pastimes in Vrindavan, but when they went to Mathura, Krishna and Balaram stayed in Vrindavan. Vrindavana ekapada gachati. Vrindavana parityaja ekapada nagachati. Krishna never takes one step outside of Vrindavan. So his Vasudev portion and Balaram's Sankarshan portion, which is discussed in Adi Leela, chapter 5, very detailed discussions. We were looking at it today. There's actually a 9-page purport. So much information about how Balaram, you know, expands himself to deal with, you know, this material manifestation. It's a very small part of the Lord's creation, you know, but it's where we are. So how does the government deal with prisoners, the criminals? Right in this last few hours, I've been reading maybe like a 1916 or something, from the beginning of Bombay, maybe like 1650 to 1916. A description of the Bombay police force. Uncle Sashi got arrested in this. And what's his name? Something Jarrett, you know, very interesting description of Indian history and the Indian police, the Bombay police force. So yeah, the government has to have a Department of Education, Department of Culture, Department of Health, you know, so many departments, but also a criminal department. You know. How is it structured? How does it work? So that's, you know, Balaram expanding then as Sankarshan, Pradyumna, Aniruddha, and again, and dealing with the material world like that. So when they go to Dwarka, to Mathura, only a portion goes there. You never see Krishna in Mathura or Dwarka with a flute, you know, yeah. And they stay in Vrindavan in their Leela Smarana Swarup. When we're thinking about the pastimes of Krishna and Balaram, received from authentic sources. They're alive, and so many things are happening, different aspects, different perspectives, different realizations. You know? It's like looking at a beautiful picture. You see more and more details, more and more subtle things that the author has included. And so they stay there to give this more intimate form to the Vrajbasis, like that. So Balaram expands himself as the avatars. You know? He stays as a servitor of Krishna in all of his pastimes eternally. He's a supreme personality of servitor Godhead. He has the same potency. He's the manifestation as Guru Tava. So Srila Prabhupada is a manifestation of Lord Nityananda and Lord Balaram as his personal responsibility. And then, of course, many pastimes, Goloka and Gokula, they're not different. They have a little bit different function, you know, but basically we can see the pastimes of Krishna and Balaram in Goloka, Boma Vrindavan. Okay. And when he's dancing with gopis, you know, with like the holy festival with this demon Shankar Shuddha, He's dancing as a dance teacher. When he went back to Vrindavan, he was dancing every night with the gopis. But those were gopis who had been too young to join the Ras Leela when Krishna was performing this, you know. And so maybe the older gopis were sitting on the side and clapping and singing, and then maybe giving glances to the other younger girls about what to do. So Balaram always participates, Guru always participates as a teacher. He never tries to enjoy, the girls directly, but he's always trying to show them, this is how it is to dance with Krishna. This is how it is to be servants, you know. So when we try to look at Guru in that aspect, he is satisfied. He or it is satisfied. And of course, he also incarnates as Lord Nityananda, and so much, I would call it explanation and manifestation of who Lord Balaram is in the pastimes of Lord Nityananda. Okay. So and then of course we all have so much access. We have immediate access. You can know Balaram perfectly just by chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Rama. Of course, Rama can be also mean Sitaram, or can mean Parasuram, but it depends upon our meditation, you know. And then there's Balaram on the left dancing with the gopis. You know. On the right, he's stealing butter and yogurt, making everybody in transcendental bliss. You know. And in the middle, he's fighting with Mustik, Chanur, Toshan, yeah. And the wrestlers were like big stone mountains compared to these young boys. In the back, you can see Kamsa and one of his queens, Asti and Prapti. On the right, you can see some ladies fainting to see the horrible scene of Krishna and Balaram fighting with them. But a very nice description of how they fought with all these people and, getting a chance to demonstrate their bellicose activities. It's because you can't do these things in the spiritual world, Yeah. So they come here to allow themselves to enjoy these violent pastimes. Okay, then a couple more. On the lower left is a very nice picture. I like this very much. And, Balaram is basically in the mood of friendship, Sakya Ras with Krishna, but it's also fundamentally tends with the idea of enjoying a servitorship, And then also a little about Salya Ras, parental affection, because he's his big brother. So looking at his picture, it looks like the peacocks are sympathizing, everybody's sympathizing, and maybe Krishna's, in a little bit of difficulty with his relationship with Radhika, and feeling very sad, and Balaram is going along, giving him some sympathy. So Balaram participates in this Madhurya Ras, of Radha and Krishna. Even in Goloka, there's Guru, right? Radharani is the supreme servitor, Krishna is the supreme enjoyer, but then there's also Guru. And everybody wants to enter the Jamuna and save Krishna from Kaliya, but they'll all die. So Balaram forgets his ecstasy and remembers, okay, Krishna is God. Don't think of him as a little child. So he stops them all, So, okay, even in Goloka, there's Guru entering into these relationships between the devotees and Krishna, Radha and Krishna. So it's an ever-expanding situation. The top picture is a very famous picture. You have the time to go into the pastime. But there, Krishna and Balaram, of course, had gone to Dwarka and were building Dwarka. And Rukmi, the elder brother of Rukmini, wanted to marry her to Shishupal. And he really loved her. He loved money. And he thought Shishupal would do much better with her, employing her, engaging her, than Krishna. So he was degraded in the wedding fight, and Krishna was going to kill him, it looked like. But Balaram came along and chastised Krishna. He's our family member. You're going to be peaceful. Okay, so he was saved. But then Rukmi was so embarrassed, humiliated, he didn't go back to his capital, but went to some other place and established a colony and built it up. But because he was so attached to Rukmini, that even though there was this conflict with Krishna, with his brother-in-law, it was arranged that that Aniruddha, like he's the son of Pradyumna, Rukmini's grandson, Aniruddha, would marry the granddaughter of her brother, Rukmi, you know. And the wedding ceremony went on, of course, with great pomp and everything else. But then Rukmi was looking for revenge, you know. So he had a game of chess against Balaram because he couldn't defeat him in physical combat. And then he was doing all kinds of things and saying all kinds of, you know, denigrating things about Balaram. Oh, you guys must not know how to play chess. You're just ruffians and brigands. And first time Balaram lost 10,000 gold coins or something. He fought again and very enthusiastic. He won the second time. And Rukmi was cheating and using tricky words to say, no, you lost. And a lot of the kings that were supporting him, especially the king of Kalinga, was showing his teeth and laughing at Balaram. You know? So a voice from the sky said, hey, Rukmi, Balaram was the winner. We didn't listen, you know. So they went again for more gold coins and Balaram won again. And Rukmi tried again to be dishonest and everything else. And Balaram finally lost his temper and started smashing everybody and killed Rukmi, his brother-in-law. Other Kshatriyas were running out with their arms broken, and he smashed the teeth on the king of Kalinga. In the background, you can see Krishna and Rukmini, and Krishna didn't say anything. You know, he just kept his mouth shut. I guess down in the front, maybe. Maybe down in the front is Krishna. I don't know, Krishna and Kalindi, Krishna and Rukmini, because he didn't want to support, you know, either side. You know, you lose favor with Rukmini. So it's very interesting. You know, Krishna supporting devotional service and supporting love of money, Shakti. So finally, we have here this story then of after Vidvida had been defeated, Balaram wanted to take a nice dip in the Jamuna and cool himself down. He called the Jamuna, come closer. But she was thinking, who is this drunken guy? I'm not going to associate with him like that. I'm not going to let him touch my body. So Balaram became angry, you know. And then, what do we have here? We have, some more pastimes. Yeah. So Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 65, Lord Balaram visits Vrindavan. Text 24 to 30. Intoxicated with joy, Lord Balaram sported flower garlands, including the famous Vijayanti. He wore a single earring, and beads of perspiration decorated his smiling lotus face like snowflakes. The Lord then summoned the river Jamuna so that he could play in her waters. But she disregarded his command, thinking he was drunk. This angered Balaram, and he began dragging the river with the tip of his plow. Lord Balaram said, "O arrogant one, disrespecting me, you do not come when I call you, but rather move only by your own whim. Therefore, with the tip of my plow, I shall bring you here in 100 streams." Sukadeva Goswami said, thus scolded by the Lord, O king, the frightened river goddess Jamuna came and fell at the feet of Sri Balaram, the beloved descendant of Yadu, and trembling, she spoke to him the following words. These are very, very nice prayers. You can all chant them in your living room. We'll chant them here. Rama Rama Mahabaho Najane Tava Vikramam Yashai Kanksena Vidrita Jagati Jagatapate Param Bhava Bhagavato Bhagavam Mam Ajanatim Moktum Arhashi Vishvatman Prapanam Bhaktavatsala. Rama, Rama, Almighty Armed One, I know nothing of your prowess. With a single portion of yourself, you uphold the earth. O Lord of the universe, my Lord, please release me. O Soul of the universe, I did not understand your position as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But now I have surrendered unto you, and you are always kind to your devotees. Okay. Thereupon, Lord Balaram released the Jamuna, and like the king of elephants with his entourage of she-elephants, entered the river waters with his female companions. Of course, Jamuna is the liquid form of Vishaka Devi. So these pastimes are full of fun and different kinds of wonderful experiences like that. So that's our little presentation on Shishi Balaram Purnima. And from our altar to your altar, let's just say hello and thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Maharaj. Anyone has any questions for Maharaj? Or it is already 8:40, so yeah. Otherwise, we have two more items to go. Shriman will be singing.
Navji Kabaya?
Maharaj?
No, yeah, they're
No,
going to
no,
sing it.
Dasavatar Stotra, and then
Oh, okay.
Yaka, Binaji will be singing Davji Kavaya.
Okay.
If anyone has any comments for Maharaj or anything before Maharaj leaves?
I am actually
No.
going to see somebody else. Okay, thank you all very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
So, are you ready, Shriman?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'll share the screen.
Okay.
Give me a second. It won't let me share the screen. But okay, you can pull up on your phones. So just Das Avatar Stotra.
It should let you share because anyone can share screen.
I know it's saying I have to leave Zoom and enable my system.
Oh, the settings. Got it.
Pralaya payodi jale dritavan ashivedam vihitavahitra charitra makhedam Pralaya payodi jale dritavan ashivedam Vihitavahitra charitra makhedam Keshavadrita mina sharira Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Keshavadrita mina sharira Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Kisi tariha vipula dare tishtati tava prishte Dharani dharana kina chakra garishte Kisi tariha vipula dare tishtati tava prishte Dharani dharana kina chakra garishte Keshavadrita kurma sharira Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Keshavadrita kurma sharira Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Vasati dashane shikare dharani tavalagna Shashani kalanka kale vani magna Dasane shikare dharani tavalagna Shashani kalanka kale vani magna Keshavadrita Shukara Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Tavakara Kamalavarena Kamadvoda Shringam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubringam Tara Kamalavarena Kamadvoda Shringam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubringam Keshavadita Narari Rupa Jaya Gadija Hare Jaya Gadija Hare Jaya Jagadija Hare Keshavadita Narari Rupa Jaya Jagadija Hare Jaya Jagadija Hare Jaya Jagadija Hare Chalayasi Vikramanim Balem Adbhuta Bhavana Padana Khani Rajanita Jana Pavana Chalayasi Vikramane Balem Adbhuta Bhavana Padakani Rajanita Jana Pavana Keshavadita Vamana Rupa Jaya Gadija Hare Jaya Gadija Hare Jaya Jagadija Hare Kshatriya Rudya Maya Jagadapagata Papa Tapayasi Payasi Samita Bhavadapa Keshavadrita Bhegupati Rupa Jaya Jagadija Hare Jaya Jagadija Hare Jaya Jagadija Hare Shakariya Rudya Maye Jagadapagata Papa Sapayasi Payasi Samita Bhavatapa Keshavadrita Bhegupati Rupa Jaya Gadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Vitarashi Dikshurane Dikpati Kamaniya Dasamukha Mauli Balim Ramaniya Keshavadrita Rama Sharira Jaya Gadisha Hare Jaya Gadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Vitarashi Dikshurane Dikpati Kamaniya Dasamukha Mauli Balim Ramaniya Keshavadrita Rama Sharira Jaya Gadisha Hare Jaya Gadisha Hare Jaya Gadisha Hare Vahusi Vapusi Vishade Vashanam Jaladabha Halahati Bhiti Milita Yamunabha Keshavadrita Haladhara Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Vahusi Vapusi Vishade Vashanam Jaladava Halahati Bhiti Milita Yamunabha Keshavadrita Haladhara Rupa Jaya Gadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Vahusi Vapusi Vishade Vasanam Jaladava Halahiti Bhiti Milita Yamunabha Keshavadrita Haladhara Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya विशदे वसनं जलदाभा हलहति भीति मिलित यमुनाभा शबदिता हलधर रूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे निंदसि यज्ञ विधिर अहहा श्रुति जाता सदया हृदय दर्शिता पशुघाता केशवदिता बोध शरीरा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे तस्य यज्ञ विधिर अहहा श्रुति जाता सदया हृदय दर्शिता पशुघाता केशवदिता बोध शरीरा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे ये शनि वाहनि दाने कलयसि करवाला धूमगीतम् इव किम् अभिकराला केशवदिता काकी शरीरा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे शनि वाहनि दाने कलयसि करवाला धूमगीतम् इव किमपि कराला केशवदिता काकी शरीरा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे श्री जयदेव कविरिदमुदितमुदारा श्रीन शुकदं शुभदं भवसारा केशवदृता दासविदरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे श्री जयदेव कविरिदमुदितमुदारा श्रीन शुकदं शुभदं भवसारा केशवदृता दासविदरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
For time's sake, we'll probably, everybody can read the translation on his own. So I invite Vinaji to sing Dav Ji Ka Bhaiya. Almost. Okay. Vinaji, are you ready? Mother Vishakha.
वीडियो स्टार्ट करते हैं। Do I go ahead and start?
Yeah, Auntie, go ahead.
अच्छा,
Go ahead.
ओके। दाऊ जी के भैया कृष्ण कंधैया, दाऊ जी के भैया कृष्ण कंधैया, कृष्ण कंधैया, दाऊ जी के भैया कृष्ण कंधैया,
दाऊ जी के भैया
माखन चुरैया, दाऊ जी के भैया
माखन चुरैया, दाऊ जी के भैया
माखन चुरैया, दाऊ जी के भैया,
माखन चुरैया, दाऊ जी के भैया,
दाऊ जी के भैया कृष्ण कंधैया,
दाऊ जी के भैया कृष्ण कन्हैया,
बंसी बजैया दाऊ जी के भैया।
बंसी बजैया दाऊ जी के भैया।
दाऊ जी के भैया कृष्ण कन्हैया।
दाऊ जी के भैया कृष्ण कन्हैया।
कृष्ण कन्हैया दाऊ जी के भैया।
कृष्ण कन्हैया
दाऊ जी के भैया। नाग नथैया दाऊ जी के भैया। नाग नथैया दाऊ जी के भैया।
नाग नथैया दाऊ जी के भैया।
रास रचैया दाऊ जी के भैया।
रचैया दाऊ जी के भैया।
रास रचैया दाऊ जी के भैया।
रास रचैया दाऊ जी के भैया।
क्षीर चुरैया कृष्ण कन्हैया।
क्षीर चुरैया कृष्ण कन्हैया।
क्षीर चुरैया कृष्ण कन्हैया।
क्षीर चुरैया कृष्ण कन्हैया।
मुरली बजैया दाऊ जी के भैया।
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 कुंवर कन्हैया कृष्ण कन्हैया।
कुंवर कन्हैया कृष्ण कन्हैया।
कुंवर कन्हैया कृष्ण कन्हैया।
कुंवर कन्हैया दाऊ जी के भैया।
गाय चरैया 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 दाऊ जी के भैया।
गोवर्धन उठैया कृष्ण कन्हैया।
गोवर्धन उठैया कृष्ण कन्हैया।
गोवर्धन उठैया कृष्ण कन्हैया।
गोवर्धन उठैया कृष्ण कन्हैया।
कारो कन्हैया दाऊ जी के भैया।
कारो कन्हैया दाऊ जी के भैया।
कारो कन्हैया दाऊ जी के भैया।
कन्हैया दाऊ जी के भैया।
उदर बधैया दाऊ जी के भैया।
उदर बधैया दाऊ जी के भैया।
उदर बंधैया दाऊ जी के भैया।
उदर बधैया दाऊ जी के भैया।
राधा राधा रानी के जोइया कृष्ण कन्हैया।
राधा रानी के गोरैया कृष्ण कन्हैया।
राधा रानी के गोइया कृष्ण कन्हैया।
राधा रानी के गोया कृष्ण कन्हैया।
नट खट कन्हैया दाऊ जी के भैया।
नट कन्हैया दाऊ जी के भैया।
नट खट कन्हैया दाऊ जी के भैया।
नट कन्हैया दाऊ जी के भैया।
दाऊ जी के भैया कृष्ण कन्हैया।
दाऊ जी के भैया कृष्ण कन्हैया।
कृष्ण कन्हैया दाऊ जी के भैया।
कृष्ण कन्हैया दाऊ जी के भैया।
दाऊ जी के भैया कृष्ण कन्हैया।
राधे भैया कृष्ण
बोलिए बलराम जयंती की जय।
जय बात की जय. Okay, so yeah, so we'll stop here tonight. Tomorrow we'll start the discussion on our unearths and the demons in Krishna Lila, and Madhav will start after tomorrow.
Yeah.
I have a question about that. I was wondering what the expectation is for the discussion.
That's is unlimited, but don't give the time unlimited. I think 10 to 10 minutes will be good enough, and then we'll some discussion on that. 5 to 10 minutes.
Is Madhav Prabhu and Madhavalla Prabhu tomorrow? Putana and
Let's see. We'll see. Putana and we'll try to do 2. If we only, it depends how much time we take. We'd like to finish by 8:45. So let's see. Ram Girdhari Prabhu, do you have any suggestion? Maharaj, I was telling Maharaj we should do 2 or 3 a day. Maharaj said no, we should not rush. Ram Girdhari Prabhu, you have any suggestion?
I was also saying that, yesterday, that if possible, I mean, if you have totally 20 minutes or half an hour, if you do 3 or 2, it will be too much to even push things into one place.
Yeah.
So I was just thinking that probably we should take 1 or maximum 2 per day,
Yeah.
and beyond that it will be too much. I mean, even 2 will be too much, but then at least we can.
Let's go with the flow and see how it goes.
Yes, I think we'll take 1 day at a time and see how do we do. And the whole goal is, rather than completing things, the whole goal is to learn the lessons as well as enjoy the pastimes. Even if we do not finish all the demons, that's okay. At least let's learn whatever we.
Thanks to Corona, we have time. We will continue. We'll continue that. So,
yes.
So Madhav Prabhu and Radha Vallabh Prabhu should be standby. If we can finish with Madhav Prabhu tomorrow, Putana, then we'll go. Otherwise, we'll move on to next day. So everybody, we have some few slots left. Anybody wants to? Some people have not volunteered at all, so I will request them to volunteer. If not, then I will ask some people or
assign it randomly.
assign us. So we have to assign randomly. So, Mr. Chan Prabhu, you have any comments? No.
No, Prabhu.
Okay, Tandika Prabhu, you have any comments?
No, Prabhu.
No.
No,
Or Gadadhar Prabhu, you have any comments?
Yes. Hare Krishna, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, just depending on how many devotees are available, like, even like we have, like, you already know we took several spots, but depending on the availability, if there's any extra spots or if there's no one to take the spots, then we can take whatever.
We would like to encourage everyone to, we'll coax them to do it, because this is the way. Some people are shy sometimes, so we'll see. If not, then you will be on our list, short list. Dasi Kelly, Devi Dasi. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else, any comment? Okay, then we'll say good night. It's 9:04. Hare Krishna.
Madhav Prabhu, you want to say something?
Okay,
Hare
yes.
Krishna. Veena ji, I liked your bhajan very much today. Thank you.
Nice bhajan.
Madhav Prabhu, we are not able to hear you.
Thank you very much.
Nice
I
Madhav
like
Prabhu,
this
please
bhajan also.
unmute everybody. Manjari.
Hare Krishna.
Everyone has to unmute themselves. I can't mouse on
everybody.
Can you
Madhav Prabhu,
Hare Krishna.
don't do Hare Krishna, we are still there. Don't sign
Hold on
off.
for a minute. Hold on
Don't
for a
sign
minute.
off,
Yeah.
please. Okay. Hare Krishna, Madhav Prabhu, you can go ahead. Manji, can you unmute everyone else?
Everyone.
Mute, not unmute, sorry.
No, I didn't have to say anything. I just say Hare Krishna.
Okay. Okay.
Sorry.
Thank you. We'll see
Sorry,
you
I
tomorrow.
confused.
Hare
See
Krishna.
you tomorrow. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Ram Jayanti ki jai, Shri Prabhupada
Ki
ki jai.
jai.